Good day to you. Oh, it's been a while. I needed 2 weeks because I've done some gardening, and I decided to garden on last Monday from, I don't know, like 8 in the morning till like 7, 8 in the evening in shorts and a hoodie. And next day I was fucking ill. And then I recorded this pod when I was ill. And I know, like, I did a COVID test, but I know these day and age, if you're ill, people really shouldn't be coming around the house. But it was like one of those, you know, you can feel it coming. I could feel it coming. My bodies and my bones and everything was aching. But I couldn't let this guy down. Faziel, my messiah, one of my best friends, he's one of those best friends that tells you when he can't talk to you anymore. He's like, yo, I'm fed enough. I need a break. So to get him on an hour and a half podcast is pretty fucking good. He must like me. So we're like two of the same people, to be honest, when you listen to this one. Going from fasting to my ego to him as an artist to his connection of words and art and photography and life, to God, to spirituality, to the creator, to loads of different things, really. We went through to Mecca, to the AlCHEMIST. So yeah, I'll stop rabbiting and let you listen to this one, episode 13, and I'm going to call it The AlCHEMIST.
It's like they've really spun a web. Our consciousness,
I can't describe how it
is slightly false.
To me, it's a slightly darker version.
Because there is
But I could look into my
collective consciousness.
imagination.
Truth is what real reality is based on.
Art in age as well.
my crazy?
Yeah.
Your art is there.
Just because you say it's like that doesn't mean I'm going to read it.
They still don't know where consciousness is. So when I'm meditating... Yeah, I bet you do.
It's basically your heart.
Really?
Yeah.
So I know when we started.
I thought you were about to start some bunker. I was like, that's how, I don't know what that is. That's not bunker though.
Tequila. Do you not know this song?
Yeah, I know this song.
It's a terrible,
I was talking
it's a
about
terrible
bunker.
song.
Talking about bunker, and you must have it from white man. Typical, isn't it? Got whitewash everything.
That's a Mexican tune, right? I'm not allowed to use it.
Nah,
That's racist.
that's cultural appropriation.
I should have worn the hat as well.
I was reading some comment section the other day, innit?
Yeah.
And you know, in like one of these like period pieces, these dramas, yeah, they got lots of like coloured people in it now as well.
Yeah.
So there was some white person in the comment in it. They were like, "That's cultural appropriation." I was like, "What's it up?" I was like, "They're not wrong though, are they?"
Yeah, but I mean, I think you can get in trouble so much these days just from misunderstanding.
Yeah, this is my issue with doing this.
Because you're scared of what you might say.
Yeah, because you could say something
You know.
and then that's it. It's out there, and
Yeah.
then it's context as well. If you're editing it,
Yeah.
then how you editing it and what's coming, like, you know, people
course.
just take snippets of it, and the thing is, I don't know what you want to talk about and how you want to talk about it, so I might not want to talk about certain things.
Yeah, of course.
This is why I was asking, like, what kind of
But then I think you're like we're on anyway.
yeah,
just
let's
let
go,
you roll
man.
anyway.
Let's talk kidding.
Yeah, because it's us, isn't it? So I don't need to be like episode 13.
If you do that, I'm walking out the door.
Yeah, exactly. So
Just be riding in the shed by himself.
yeah, most days.
No, you got
Hello,
Adam now.
darkness, my old friend. He couldn't live in there.
Why not? It's too cold.
Too cold. Kept going to hibernate. I feel kind of bad because I'm kind of like stopping him from hibernating. But then apparently when they're like 1, 2, innit? Like
How old is he?
they die.
How old is he?
He's like 2.
Oh, okay. How come you got Didn't you get him? I thought you got him as like a little. What is he? A turtle?
He is fucking little. Haven't you seen him? He's like that big, man.
What is he? Turtle, tortoise?
He's a tortoise. He's
what's the difference?
He's a Russian.
Was that a rash?
Probably bad right now, to be honest.
Should have called him Putin.
He's got no bank account or nothing now. He can only use cash. Yeah, let's not go straight into war.
Why not, man? Let's beef it up.
So let's talk about how we met
How did we meet?
in Camden.
Yes, we met in Camden.
Just so people have some kind of reference, because would we meet?
I had a shop in Camden.
Do you reckon you would come
You
up
had
to
a-
me in a pub and be like, "Wait, I need to know you"?
First of all, I
You
wouldn't be
would
in
go
the
in the
pub. First of all, I wouldn't be in the pub. Maybe back in the days, but nah, at this point, I don't know. When I go in the pub, especially with the beard, and people just be like, "What's it got a rucksack on?"
Yeah.
So yeah. No, I remember I was standing outside my shop.
Yeah.
I was painting something because it was like a working studio, and you come up to me in it because I'd been there for about a week, maybe two.
Yeah.
And I was just building stuff, and you come up to me, and the first thing you said in it was like, "Rome weren't built in a day."
I forgot that.
I was just bossing up. I was just like this guy.
You were like, I met my makeup.
That was the first. I don't know why it's burned in my memory. That's the first interaction we had.
I don't
like,
remember saying it.
It's you in it. He's coming at you if you're nonsense. So I was just like, alright, fair enough. And it was just from there that you were literally opposite my shop.
Yeah.
And then that's it. We were there literally every day, just doing stuff, working.
Yeah, trying to survive.
Trying to
with the
survive
cold.
Camden and the cold and the tourists.
Yeah. Everyone had their own way of using a heater. Mine's better than yours. I brung in a gas thing.
Yeah.
I brung in a gas one.
What's your first memory of me then? That's my first memory of you. What's your first memory of me?
I've got to think, I have many a times where I've chatted with you. I've had many times where I've been walking up that slope and you're going, "Don't go, man! Don't go to the
'cause we
alcohol."
were right upstairs and you're proud, didn't you?
Yeah, so I'll
So
go
you
up
used
there
to,
and
used to be
have a
going out there
fucking-
for a drink in the evening. And I'd be like, "Don't do it!
Yeah,
Don't
and
do
then you'd
it!"
see me sorry face the next day. I don't know, I remember you did like the
You're laughing about it before you even
the
see it.
never-ending scrolls.
Oh yeah,
It was just fucking
I was odd one, didn't it?
yeah, it was mad. I thought it was sick though. So you basically did like when someone walked past, didn't it?
Yeah.
You explain it anyway because you.
'Cause the issue
you
wasn't
did it.
the issue was in Camden. The thing was in Camden. There was so many people just walking around, and by the time, because we were right at the back end of Camden as well.
Yeah,
So by
yeah,
that
yeah.
time, everybody had just been like bamboozled with all this information. So as soon as they come around the bend, which they used to come around, they used to have our shops.
Yeah.
People used to just carry on walking past, and you're there trying to make money. Everybody's just walking around like looking for free food.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to get people to stop. So in that process, what I used to do is just have this like massive roll of paper that used to come from inside the shop, outside the shop.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
stand outside my shop and just say to everybody, "Give me your word."
Yeah.
People, as soon as you say "give me your word," people are like, But as soon as I had that,
Yeah.
I had them for a second, so I was just interacting with them,
Yeah, of
interacting
course.
with them, and it was nice. It changed the practice for me, innit? 'Cause
Was you
before-
ever like, nah, not that word, bro?
Yeah. 'Cause imagine like
That doesn't work. Like
Imagine
I've
how
been
many
working on
times-
this for ages.
I feel like that, but you get repetitive words as well.
Yeah, of course.
People
of
would
course.
be like, "Love."
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
"Yo,
yeah.
this geezer gave me love. That woman gave me love.
Yeah,
she
yeah,
gave
yeah.
me love. Like, what about the love? Tell
Yeah,
me
yeah.
about the love. How do you know it's love? La 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 la."
Yeah.
But from that's how it sort of broke down my mind, and started playing with the words, etc.
Yeah. Was that wasn't the first time you started playing with words though, is it?
No. I think I've always been a writer in some form.
Yeah.
But being in Camden and being in the shop and being in the studio and with the intensity that was there,
Yeah.
I just had to evolve what I was doing. I couldn't just afford to just be in the studio painting the same thing over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I had to change what I was doing, otherwise it wouldn't have worked.
Mm-hmm.
And I think being in that environment, being it's that intense pressure,
Yeah.
it forced me to speed up the creative process. So it was
Yeah.
good. And a lot of people will ask me about Camden. They'll say, "Oh, did you make a lot of money?" And I'm like, you know what? I didn't really make a lot of money. I lost a lot of money, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
But saying that, in that year and a bit, I learned so much.
Yeah, you gained a lot of experience.
Yeah, because
think
I
change-
just had to change it like super fast. Because when
Yeah.
I went in, I was not
Do
thinking.
you think it
about
was change or
performance.
combined though?
What do you mean?
Like, because I mean, if you done like photography, painting, and words, it seemed more like a fucking clusterfuck in there of everything you knew, and then it was
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Because that's what I find after you're older than me, so it's like.
Thanks.
He's still young, ladies.
Yeah, a bit of
he
grey
grows a
above.
beard like that in a week.
Indian power.
But yeah, I think at different stages you learn. It's like you picked up skills through your talent or
Yeah.
through your expression, and then it's like it can't like with this is a combination of what I've learned before. You
Yeah.
know, so I think with you that shop, it was like.
It was
Sometimes I walk in there and it's like you're having a rap battle, but with yourself and a painting, you know.
Yeah.
So they picked a couple of words and then you've made something out
no,
of that.
It is
So
like that. It is. I think it's exactly the same way that you're seeing it, like for yourself and your work now as well. It's just a combination of everything that you've got, everything that's gone before it. So imagine I was a painter, I was a sculptor, I was a photographer, I was
Yeah,
all
yeah.
these things.
yeah,
But now when I'm looking at words, because for me with my practice or with my work, I used to look at, as an artist, you might look at an inanimate object and you're saying to yourself, what can that thing be? Whether it's a canvas or a piece of wood or, you
Yeah.
know, you're like, what's the possibilities of this thing? But at a certain point, what happened is I stopped looking at like objects and I started looking at people.
yeah.
So it's like, what's the possibilities of this person in front of me?
Yeah.
They give you information, and you're just dissecting that information.
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
giving
yeah.
it back to them,
Yeah.
but with a little spin, like with a different perspective.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're like,
yeah,
okay, look at it this way, look at it that way. But with the photography situation, it's like, okay, you're looking at the world, you're taking it in, but then with the words, you're almost just putting it together into a format which they can understand.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
with the sculpture, you're looking at things in a 3-dimension.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Whereas with so all of these things, it's all kind of combined. because
I think it's a mad like point of view to go, like, because like words to me are crazy.
Yeah.
Like the more I start realizing what words actually mean, rather than what the object you place them with or
Yeah.
the scenario.
Yeah.
When you break down a word of what it actually is, like
Yeah.
I didn't fucking know that breakfast
Yeah.
is breaking fast. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know, that when you start going into like, there's a book
Is it semantics?
there's a book called Black Law as well. Like it's and it's got all the sort of older meanings, you know, like money, currency, banks. It's all to do with like maritime law and stuff like that. So it's
Yeah.
like, well, I started looking into words and that a little while ago, but like some of them just fucking make me like, I'm like, that
I need
means
to start.
that.
I need to start going into etymology of them as well. I need to start going into like what these actual things. I'm like how you're doing the podcast. I want to try and do something similar.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
with
yeah.
The words.
Yeah.
Just the words.
Yeah,
Say,
yeah.
like, okay, you break down the words and then
Yeah,
you
yeah,
show
yeah.
people the different ways that you can like look at this thing and you
Of
talk them
course.
through it, etc. But that's
Yeah.
like on my list of projects to do. You know?
Yeah, yeah,
There's, like,
yeah.
a million projects to do and nothing actually gets done at the moment.
Well, you could be a fucking amazing negotiator. You know what I mean? If I was on that building top and I see you, I'd be like, I'm getting down. If he's gonna talk me down for about half an hour, I'll get down.
Well, I hope so. I don't know why. I don't know why people are like, man, you're really positive. I'm like, really? I feel like I'm a miserable git. I feel like a miserable git.
But I
Seriously.
think,
but
you're,
people are like, no, man, you're a positive guy. I'm like, really?
but you're
like,
comedic,
Am I?
and I think comedians.
I'm trying
are
to be
like,
serious and everybody laughing at me.
they're
so-
like a helium balloon. It's on the surface. You just prick it and they pop. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like you're ready to go all the time.
You know, as much as I say that I don't like being around people, as much as I say I'm a recluse, etc. Yeah, I think I am a people person. But
yeah, you are a people
it's,
person.
I think you spend that time with people and then you need that time alone to process that.
Gotta have the balance, man.
That process, yeah. You can't just be constantly with the people, which is
Yeah.
for me now. The last couple of years, the last 5-6 years, I ain't really done much, if I'm honest.
No.
I just been hiding away from the world. I've been telling everybody, yeah, I'm gonna be a performer. I'm gonna go on stage. I'm gonna do comedy. I'm gonna do rap. I ain't done jack.
Yeah.
But I think it's just, it was such an intense period of life. Like it's such an intense period of life that I just came through from like working, traveling, Camden,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
this. Like it was such an intense period where I had such a big output
Yeah.
that I had to just take it that.
Yeah, I
much
feel
time.
that it takes a lot of energy, and you don't realize that until it ends slightly.
No.
You know what I mean? How much you need to like just
I wanted to move.
It's a lot of noise.
For me to do nothing is very unusual. Serious. For me to do nothing is very, very unusual. But it's like the universe just stopped me. It's like nope.
Yeah,
nope.
like trying to get here.
I was like, for real? How long have we been trying to get here? Since
I know.
like November?
Months.
October?
Next week.
It's definitely been last year.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
like
like,
train strikes, and then today you was like train cancelled, COVID.
This, that. And then other days I just couldn't be bothered.
Yeah. So we beat you today, universe.
The universe.
it.
We got here. I was like, oh my god, it was a mission to get here today as well.
Yeah, but I mean, do you think like you said you didn't learn a lot through that process, but I feel like I've learned.
What do you mean?
Like you said you haven't not learned enough. You said you haven't done enough, or you haven't been doing a lot lately compared to what you did. But I think sometimes you can be busy doing a lot of stuff, but not really doing anything.
Yeah.
And then sometimes when you step off and be by yourself, you learn a lot more.
No, I definitely needed it. I definitely 100% needed it. Although, like, that's what I'd say. It's like the universe just stopped me. Like, even, like, I'd say, like, I'm 30. I'm going to be 38 this year. But I'd say ever since I was about 17, I've been working. I've been out working, traveling, doing this. Majority of my 20s, I was not at home. I was just busy. I was doing stuff. And then, like, Camden happened. I was like 30, 31. By the time it came to an end, and then I just had to be at home for a little bit, reconnect with my family, reconnect with the people that, like people know you, and like, being around with granny and looking after her, and I was like, that's all combined now, because that's life experience too, isn't it?
Exactly.
That's feeding you too. I would say, like, people always say that, oh, you want to change the world, you want to change this, you want to change that. And like, really, the fact of the matter is, if you can't change things, first of all in yourself, but in your own home, you ain't gonna change shit out there. You're gonna change shit out there.
Charity starts at home, innit? You have to build that relationship and help.
This is exactly what I know. Like, again, the hindsight is a beautiful thing. I've been in it now for about 5 years, and I've mulled it over. I've understood it. Like, I'm getting to that point now where I'm getting ready to come back out to the world. But I've had that period now where I've been like home alone, like with family, with friends who I haven't seen in a long time, I haven't connect with. Because you changed, they've changed.
Of course.
And then you come back and you you reconnect with one another. You're like, okay, this is why I needed to be in that moment. So I don't regret it. I don't regret it. Everybody else, especially family, being like, I'm sure like it's the same for everybody. They're like, when are you gonna start working again? When are you gonna start doing? When are you gonna start doing this?
I'm a painter. I'm learning about words.
I'm like, I'm an artist.
It's fucking joke.
So, yeah.
Do you feel that, like, for me, I think that time also comes when you've done something that is really, like we're saying, takes a lot of energy, but also it didn't quite work out in the way you want. So then I think for me it was like COVID was like a blessing, because it was like furloughed. 5-6 months in here, like just reconnecting with myself, meditation, working out. And I think what I've done in the last like 2 years is train myself before the stress of a business and everything comes along again, and like really be educated in what could go wrong before I go into something like this again.
But I can see it with you as well, like you in that similar journey as myself. Where getting furloughed, like COVID happened, etc. And you took that time to yourself, and you're like, okay, what is it? What am I doing?
I took booze out in the first day. Threw it out the fucking kitchen. I was like, I ain't going that way.
No. No, but you like. It's a choice, isn't it? It's a thing.
It's a discipline. You know what I mean? It's a discipline.
But saying that, I did a lot of stupidness as well. And it hasn't all been plain sailing. I'm not like some monk or something. I've done a lot of stupid things as well. So it's again, it's like finding that balance in myself as well. To say, okay, who am I? What am I doing?
But a monk's kind of like sweet, innit? Like, because he's in the temple. He's got all these homies around him.
And you go to temple to do Buddhist stuff.
Huh?
And you go to temple to
I want to go,
stuff. I mean, you booked it. I thought you booked it.
I booked the deposit, but like, fuck knows what's going to happen in 2 fucking years.
Is it for 2 years now?
When this, just so everyone knows, the shed it has got a time limit till next September. So it will be demolished unless I earn enough money to get a crane and pull it out. You can take it over the back.
But then it will evolve.
The idea is to move this on the road.
Because
I'm doing festivals hopefully this year, but I can't say too much on that. But I should be doing festivals on the road.
That's the way, isn't it? You got to be
got to be out, got to be doing stuff. You know what I mean? But this is for me. This is a brilliant base. Like, every artist needs their studio, and it's like like what I rate about your studio is like that's as crazy as I want something.
Yeah.
Like I want it to like, and then like evolve it the way you're lit like. David Chow.
I want to make like the street my studio in a sense. Like
Yeah.
what I learned in Camden, like for me, being in Camden, it was the ultimate dream.
Yeah.
It was. I dreamed about like having a place where I could work.
Yeah.
Having
And
a
earn money.
place I could, sell myself and make money myself and not have to answer to gallery. 'Cause I'm not about paying like money to a gallery and be like, yo, can I put my work on your wall?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
pay you this much money and la 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 la.
Yeah.
It's not about that. I
No,
wasn't
no.
about that life. So literally, I came back from Berlin and I was like, right, okay. I started
Yeah.
up a project. Project started going really well. I started making decent money. So I was
Yeah,
like, okay,
yeah.
actually, I can actually afford this. So then I went and I did it. But that was like my dream at that moment. But
Yeah,
being there, I was like, people were saying to me, why are you in the studio? You're a performer. I'm not saying this about myself.
Mm-hmm.
People are telling me, they're like, you're a performer. Why are you not performing?
Yeah.
I'm like, really? I'm a performer? Me? Why the hell? But then I'm standing there, people are talking to me about, I'm talking to like 50 odd people and they're listening to me. And I'm like, why are these people listening to me? This is nuts. But it was that evolution of things. I think the same thing that is going to happen with you as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
I think be out there on the street because I thought, because one of the things that, again, for like coming back to Camden,
Yeah.
it's like one of the things that frustrated me was you're in this place and it's nice and you're almost like waiting for the world to come to you.
Yeah.
But when you're out there, you go into the world.
Yeah, exactly,
You're meeting
exactly.
them like half and half.
Yeah.
And that is just gonna like explode because
Yeah. I really like going out with a
experiences,
mic, like, and just going up and
see
talking to
you-
people. It's fucking nuts.
You look like a natural. You look like you've been doing it a long time. You're standing there like, you're like, give me this question. I don't know. Like, AlCHEMIST.
Oh man.
It's funny.
Like I spoke to this guy about plastic bottles and that, like, and I feel like he was like didn't expect me to ask him another question. Because when
Yeah.
I said, "What do you think's the solution?" he was just like, "Just stop doing it." Like, fucking hell, come on,
It's
bruv.
pretty-
You got bottles above your head, like you need, and this massive sign about Mother Nature. I thought he'd be an absolute expert on the topic, you know, but he was quite. But I think there's so much surrounding plastic and shit like that. But yeah, you're gonna get.
He has got a point though. Just stop doing it.
Yeah,
It's
get-
like, wow.
But it's so much. It's oil as well, you know. It's everything.
Yeah, it's all connected. Everything's
It's all connected. Man.
Everything's connected.
I remember sometimes we used to have discussions, but sometimes I used to avoid going in your shop if I was hungover. Couldn't go.
Too much for you.
It's like a wormhole.
You just come in here and just start
Yum.
shit to you.
Like, what is
Yeah,
going on
man
today?
just went off at a tangent.
Yeah.
It's like,
But like we used to talk like. So like I want to stick on art for a little bit anyway because like I think it's something we both fuck with. But like, did you ever like
what is art?
graffiti?
What is art?
man?
What is art? It's all art. It's all creation.
It's all perception.
Oh, damn.
But it is funny when people go into like art galleries, you know, and they're just like, oh yes, I understand. It's like, you don't fucking know what you're looking at, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Banksy is clearly showing you what it fucking is.
Yeah.
He's like, if you don't get it, like then you, my artwork is about trying to make you understand what
Yeah.
it is. You know what I mean? So, but like, have you seen what's it called? Exit at the Bookshop or whatever.
No.
I feel like I need to video all the time, like everywhere I go, like just video all the time. So this guy used to video all the time. He was
Yeah.
like, his name was like, what's he fucking called? Can't remember what his name was anyway.
Yeah.
But he was video recording, like, you know, Obey.
Okay. Yeah.
So
yeah,
like for like 20 years, just video recording, but he never edited.
Oh, you're talking about the
Mr. Brains or something.
Yeah.
So exit at the bookshop. So like basically Banksy, he got to meet him and everything else, and then like he put the whole Banksy edited
his
the whole
name
thing
now?
together. Can't remember, like Mr. Brains or something like that. Let me. It was pretty sick. Like
Mr. Nowhere, something like that.
exit. At the gift shop. Like, it was fucking dope, but I don't know if it's gonna play sound. Where is it?
But what was it that you were trying to get at with him?
I just want to see it. Like, he.
Mr. Brainwash.
That's it, Mr. Brainwash. But he kind of just catted everything, didn't he?
Yeah.
And combined it all together.
Yeah.
But what he did was like he edited and edited and edited. Like, didn't edit anything. Put
Just
it all
put
in
everything.
boxes and
It
everything.
was like literally someone's on like speed or LSD or something, isn't it?
Yeah, it was fucking nuts. But did you ever graffiti? No, you don't like graffiti, do you? You're like, people are tagging up my area. I'm gonna fucking
No, I do a bit of graffiti. I do a bit of this and that, but
like art wise or not?
I'm about putting out a message. I'm not just gonna put my name out there.
No, I think
I'm
tagging's never been the one, really, is it?
I understand what tagging is. Tagging is like bragging rights.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I think we're past that stage now, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think like with
You're like, you put something of quality out there. Put some sort of a message or put, you know.
yeah, I've seen like
There's
a
so
lot
much to say, and all you can write is your name. I'm like, yeah, okay, you know, we can.
Do you remember Toxic?
Toxic.
He was like this dude that like he travelled basically.
Tox, you mean?
It was toxic though, innit? But he did tox.
Yeah, I never heard him called toxic. I've always heard just tox. He was just everywhere.
Yeah, I've seen like Brixton. Yeah, so he
Everywhere.
apparently his mum lived in Scotland
Okay.
and he lived in London.
Yeah.
So he used to walk the tracks. He was a fucking nutter, bruv. Like, not like an inspiration, kids, but like, you know, he just walked the tracks and
Yeah.
fucking did it everywhere.
And Tox is well famous though.
Yeah, everyone
Tox is,
knows.
like,
Yeah,
Everyone knows the Toxes.
but I just don't think there's much. You know what I mean? Like,
I understand the danger side of it. I understand it's bragging rights. I understand the whole philosophy around tagging. But I just feel like,
Yeah.
I don't know, for me, I'm just like, yo, you spent all this time just to put your name up. I'm like, you could have written something. Like, I understand it, but
Yeah.
not, I can't. It's not me.
no.
I can't just go around putting my name up. I'm
No,
like, yo,
you just
I'll
wanna-
give you some philosophy or something.
Yeah,
I'll give you
yeah,
some
yeah.
poetry, or I'll give you something to think
or
about.
get a Tesco bag and make a T-shirt out of it.
Yo, I still made you look at it differently, didn't I? I still made you look at it differently.
Yeah, it's true. So where did the changing of words come around then?
So that all happened from what we were talking about before with the roll of paper.
Yeah, okay.
Because-
Oh, that actually
because-
happened then. You never did really words before Camden.
No. Because what happened was
A place where most people speak Spanish and French, and you started trying to communicate with
I
everyone.
started doing different languages. I started doing different.
No
shit
one will
language.
talk to me.
But I should show you. I should show you what I do with the words, really. But
Yeah.
it's kind of, you know, that big roll of paper.
Yeah.
So as I'm taking these words from people, they kept giving me some of the same words, so like love, etc.
Yeah.
And in love, hate, peace, all these things, people kept giving it to me.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
as they kept giving it to me, I started breaking those words apart. So you're just adding a little line here and
Yeah,
changing
yeah.
what the love was, and then that would have a different meaning, or that would have something else attached to it.
Yeah.
So as I started doing it, imagine that roll of paper that I was doing with people. It was called The Story of Everyone.
Yeah.
But it ended up being like over a kilometer.
Mm.
So imagine how many words were in that.
You're
You're like,
so
yo, okay. So in that,
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I'm talking to them, and I'm changing these things around, very basic at that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
But when I finished the roll of paper, I took it onto a smaller bits of paper, and I started just playing with it a bit more, a bit more, and then slowly, it was just everything changed.
Yeah.
So
I'm sweating up.
I'm sweating already.
Yeah. Also, I didn't want to wear that jumper. I completely forgot.
I don't think you had it on when I came. Sorry, I'm yawning. Who's that under?
Kanye.
Kanye.
What are your thoughts on Kanye?
Me, I ain't got thoughts on Kanye. Kanye's nuts.
Why do you think he's nuts?
He's got a screw loose. I think he's been in the industry far too long.
Mm.
He's been affected by it. Now, don't get me wrong, man's genius.
Yeah.
Man is the genius, but you can also take genius too far as well. Like genius can be given a bit too much scope. Given too much freedom, and then when you have that much money and you have that much power and you have that much influence,
Yeah.
And
Or that
everybody's-
many eyes on you all the time as well.
it has an effect on
Yeah,
you.
of
And I
course.
think that's what's happened.
I think he spits a lot of truth,
Yeah.
but the problem is the way that he entangles his words. They come across lost, and it makes people feel uneasy because he's not clear on how he needs to express deeper meanings to life
Yeah.
that a lot of people don't actually get yet, you know? And it's like, if you're just gonna stand up and start throwing shit around.
Yeah.
And not read the room a bit, but then he's bipolar as well, isn't it? So
Yeah.
it's like you can tell there's a, you know, kind of like
If
a
he's bipolar,
spectrum.
I don't like. Maybe it's the environment. Maybe it's the society, maybe it's the culture that we live in now. But people are still. It's almost like people egg him on. People like that. You don't egg them on. You need to maybe not contain them, but you need to. I don't know. They need help. And it's almost he's not getting the help because people are still like enthralled by everything he's doing.
Yeah, but like
So you're giving this guy who's got mental problems all this scope.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you want to shit on him when he says things which are contrary to what you actually believe and la 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 la.
Yeah.
Like it's double edged, and that's the industry. I can't imagine being around all the Illuminati stuff and all that stuff.
No, I sold my soul.
You know, being I can't imagine.
Well, you don't. That's the thing. It's like we only take it from what's shown.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like he's still putting that on his Instagram.
Yeah.
He's still got a team around him.
Yeah.
Still like, but obviously no one's gonna say no. You can't do that. And what I think is scary about him is that he just doesn't care, or he doesn't mind what he's gonna say.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a Trump as well. Like
You have a
Trump.
responsibility at a certain point, with the things that you say and
Yeah.
how you act and what you do. If you're in the public eye, you have a responsibility for what you say, what you do, and how you go about it.
Yeah,
It's
knowledge
not-
speaks,
you
wisdom
can't-
listens,
You
man.
can't go. You can't, again, I think this is one of the things that I'm scared of as well, in the sense that if you go to that next level,
Yeah.
then everything that you say and everything you do, you're accountable for that in a public sphere.
Yeah, of course.
That people can manipulate that. And
Yeah.
what do you want that responsibility of,
Yeah.
that? And I don't know. I feel maybe it's just the society that we're living in and the culture that we live in.
I think it's changing in the way that
want-
people are adjusted to being recorded. A lot in the last 2 years. A lot more people are they'll openly say, like, I'm a fucking 8th dimensional being. You know what I mean? Like people TikTok is wild for that shit. You know what I mean? It's like, bruv,
And they're feeding it. The powers that be are feeding this part of society.
Of course.
So then you can, because it's being manipulated. Because at a certain point, all right, I might be slightly older. We're coming up to like the 40s now.
Yeah.
I'm closer to my 40s than I am my 30s. But I still remember I still remember what life was like without all of this stuff.
Yeah, of course.
I still remember what it was like to not have to still only have 5 channels, but not even watch those 5 channels.
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
outside most of the time.
Yeah.
To be with people, etc. So I feel fortunate. I feel blessed in a sense whereby I still have a handle on that life,
Yeah.
and I could still put another hand on the next life,
Yeah.
like on this new wave of technology, etc. that's coming. So hopefully I can take those lessons that I learned from there and I can implement them now and in the future.
Yeah.
And still have that semblance of normality.
Yeah.
Whereas
yeah.
again, like the younger generation now who are growing up in this, they won't know any different.
No.
Like my nephew is 2,
Yeah.
and he knows what a phone is. He knows what it is. He knows like this
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
But he
yeah.
sees you doing it.
Yeah.
It's like I make a conscious effort not to be on my phone too much when I'm around him. But again, that's just me. There's 100 other people around him who
Yeah,
are
of
still on
course.
their phone.
Everyone is. You know what I mean? It's-
So he's never gonna know a life without it.
yeah.
So to be because we talk about like being in the real world,
Yeah.
being like we're doing a podcast, etc.
Yeah.
People will watch this, etc.
Yeah,
But really,
hopefully.
like conversation, whatever. Even if it's one, it's one. But
Yeah.
we're still doing it face to face.
Yeah, of course.
We're still here.
Yeah,
and I'm still
yeah,
talking
yeah,
to you. You're a
yeah.
real being in front of me.
Yeah, of course.
So
Yeah.
at least like
I am I because you are you, and you are you because I am I.
you had to. You were waiting for that. You like, I need to get okay. Yeah,
But it's true. Like it's like, I think it's very. I mean, if you look at the manipulation before, it was newspapers, TV.
Yeah.
Now it's algorithms. It's,
Yeah.
it's your face.
Yeah.
Like it's like what your pupils are dilating to certain things you're reading.
Like,
you know.
reading everything. They're like trying to it's interesting. Have you seen that film? It's like, I think it's a kids film, and they got like the personalities. I think. No, is it that? Or is it
Oh
something
yeah,
else?
I know. I haven't seen it, but
Or
it's
is
like
it something
4
else?
different colors or something, and
Yeah.
they're emotions.
But I think
something
it
like
might
that.
Be something. I might be.
It's a Disney
I
thing.
I think I might
Yeah,
be
yeah.
mistaken. It might be something else as well. But they're trying to get this person to react. I might be thinking about another film, but kind of similar gist, whereby they're trying to get this person to react to their phone or
Yeah.
to their piece of technology, but they're
Yeah.
giving them different information which they think is going to get him to react or her react.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
not working. So
No.
they're trying lots of different things to get this person to react. And that's what the algorithms are doing, aren't they?
Yeah, of course.
They're like,
Yeah.
if I tell you about my phone at the moment, right? Seriously, Instagram has been trying to figure out what I like.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
me,
yeah.
I'm ruthless when it comes to blocking people. If,
Yeah,
I see
yeah,
if
yeah.
I see too much tits and ass here, I'll block it.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
what is this? Block. I block
Yeah.
Kanye, I block Beyonce, I block Rihanna, I block all these devil people.
Oh,
Jay-Z.
I heard they're gutted.
I'll be like, they don't give a shit. But I'm like, I don't want to see this shit in my newsfeed. I don't want to see no Kanye. I don't want to see no
Yeah, it's
bullshit.
true, and it's true. They make it very hard for you to control what's going to fix you on that dopamine. You know what I
But
mean?
Instagram has figured it out now. Instagram has figured out
Yeah.
what I like.
Yeah, because of
So
clicks.
you're like,
You don't need to like
you
it,
literally
follow
like
it.
one thing, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You're bombarded with everything.
Yeah,
I'm
Twitter
like,
records your face.
bruh.
It records your whether your pupils dilate,
Yeah.
things like that. So it's like,
It's interesting.
you know, and that can be targeted through so many different things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then it's the way we're going is gonna be facial recognition. You know, China, like you go to a vending machine, you have to scan your face.
Really?
So imagine you've got bad credit. Like that your score is bad because you've
Yeah.
done something when you was like 16.
Wow. Okay.
You can't get food.
Yeah.
So really, it's become more a voucher system. Like, I need to be good, I'll get vouchers to eat, you know. And then it's like, what if your medical care is up on there? It's like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
you can't
yeah.
have bacon today. You know, you'll go vegan anyway.
Had to get the vegan
Stop
in
eating
there.
dogs, yo. But
All bats.
all bats, yeah.
No more Corona, please.
Yeah, well, I don't think it was them, to be fair.
No, I
but
don't think it was them.
we won't
It was
say
just convenient. It was
convenient
just
it was there, but there was a lot of labs there as well. But anyway, those conversations don't get you monetized on YouTube anyway. But
No.
nah.
What gets you monetized? What should we talk about? Right, she got a huge rack.
Have you got a new... yeah, you know,
Look at the fires on that one.
do you feel, there was a thing I said the other day to a friend, do you feel that the good, the bad is represented as the good and the good is represented as the bad?
Yeah, probably.
You know what I mean? When you look at
Yeah.
nearly everything that we,
Yeah.
consumerism,
yeah.
food, and it's fucking opposite.
Yeah.
And I feel like, you know, you really have to...
we have a similar philosophy in Islam
Yeah,
where they say that heaven is surrounded by certain things and hell is surrounded by certain things, and
Yeah.
it's like exactly what you're saying.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
kind of like the reverse. So
Because you got earthly delights, haven't you? You know, you got your lower chakras,
yeah.
and then you got your higher. So it's
Oh,
like,
I'm
what?
getting into it. No.
No.
Good.
But that to me is like, that's energy science,
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
It's like science has made that sound like mystical, and it's not. And it's like they're gonna work their way around to that, and you know, it's evident. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, but we look at like stress as an energy that causes, you know, the main death is stress. Why is that? Because it's trapped energy in a part of your body, and that energy has gone to an organ, probably. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
if you don't release that energy, talk about that energy, go through that trauma, and understand it, it will stay there, and it will damage that organ. You know what I mean?
Going
So
through the change, people don't want to necessarily go through that change, and it's hard. It's
No.
difficult.
yeah,
It's painful.
yeah, of course.
And it's easier to just go through the life and just be in that constant cycle. Isn't it? Like, I've been there for many years.
But that's desire to pleasure. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, and that can fucking.
Like,
You don't
literally-
realize that state though when you're in it
No.
a lot of the time. You know.
Nah, because you're too bombarded with stuff now. You're too busy, innit? You're like, I gotta go work, I gotta pay bills, I gotta do
Yeah,
this, I gotta
yeah.
do that. When have you got time to think about the spirituality?
Yeah.
You know, even okay, like we were fortunate.
When you get a shed.
Like, but
You
were
need time.
fortunate, but you were fortunate in the sense
Of course.
that something like again, like COVID happened and you made a choice. So and you made like I think you were going down that path anyway,
Yeah.
but it happened maybe at the right time for you, so you were able to tap into that and
Yeah.
delve into it and give it that time and that space.
Yeah, of course.
Because a lot of people, again, we were fortunate in the respect that we can do the things that we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
We've been given like the capacity to. Because a lot of people, again, they don't have time to question these things. They don't have time. They're not given that time.
No.
When do you find the time?
Do you think you've questioned that through prayer and things like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Spirit, like for me, like praying and being.
Oh.
Praying and doing all that. But yeah, definitely. Because, you know, for us, like Muslims, we've got to pray 5 times a day.
Yeah.
but it's not like, you know, although I've always been a Muslim,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I've always been a practicing Muslim. I was always conscious of my obligations as a Muslim, but
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily fulfill them. It was again for me at a certain point, maybe I was about 24, 25.
Yeah.
I just left university, and I don't know, for me it was like, I was just sitting on my bed one day and I was just like, you know what, I want to go to the mosque. And it wasn't like I'd been going to the mosque before that. I used to go on Fridays on the important days and at the important times, but not on a regular.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was just one day I was like, oh, actually, I want to go to the mosque today. And I went, and then I just carried on going.
Yeah. Yeah.
But even in that process, it wasn't just plain sailing, like all of a sudden you become a saint.
Mm.
You know, I went through a process whereby I was an absolute bastard in my sort of religious things. You know, you kind of like get on your religious high horse.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you start giving lectures and sermons to everybody,
Yeah,
and your
yeah.
family's looking at you like, who's this dickhead?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and I
Yeah.
think, you know, my family will tell you straight, like, at a certain point, they hated me.
Yeah.
They were like, this guy,
Mm.
you know, just going off at everybody. But
Yeah.
I had to go through that process and then, like, be humbled again
Yeah.
and find my way again. Because I
Yeah.
think it happens to a lot of people.
Switch from telling to asking.
Yeah.
You know, knowledge speaks, wisdom listens. You know what I mean? But when you catch on to something new, it's very hard to not channel that.
Yeah.
And when it's something that you think is going to help people around you, but then when they haven't gone through that experience, it's very difficult for them to understand that you're not being a prick.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like,
it
bro,
is.
I'm just trying to tell you this ain't healthy or this is this. Or,
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, but I just leave me alone, bro.
I think it's just understanding that not everybody's in the same place. as
No,
you.
not at all, you know?
You have to understand where they are and
Yeah,
accept
yeah.
where they are, not force it on them, etc.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
But it's all a process. Sorry, I might be yawning a bit, but it's
I know.
I don't know what it is.
So you've been fasting, isn't it?
I was like, yeah, I've been
Yeah.
fasting. I literally just had a plate full of pasta, and now you're waking up my brain as well.
Yeah,
so I'm
yeah,
like, you know, my brain's getting all this oxygen. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I'm like, it's coming up alive again.
Mm.
I'm like, okay, it's not that I'm getting bored or anything. You know,
I know.
I'm like, this guy.
I know what you're doing anyway.
I'm like, this guy. You know.
But yeah, it's
Can you hear this chair? Is this chair making
yeah, I
bare
can hear it
noise?
loads. Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
just making bare noise for you. Isn't
Yeah.
it? It's gonna mess up your editing.
Oh no, there's no editing.
No.
What it is, there is just the four cameras. But like, we'll see how it goes anyway. It'll be fine. But yeah, so
What else you want to talk about?
let's talk about fasting, man.
We'll talk about fasting. All right, I've been fasting for about a month already.
Like, have you ever tripped through fasting? Like, have you ever got to such a what's your longest
I've been
fast?
so hungry that I fall over.
You're like, yo, I'm in another dimension. Oh no, I'm in KFC.
No, but we don't do fasting like that. We don't do. It's
So you
like
never
that.
done a long period fast? Like,
I haven't done none of them like 7-day ones or anything.
I've done 70 hours.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But what do you have on yours? Do you have water?
Water, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we do the fasting, but we don't have nothing during the hours of daylight.
Yeah, okay.
So we don't do. So you guys, yeah, you're maintaining yourself with water.
Yeah.
So again, you need that, but I don't think I could do. I don't know. I never thought about it because it's not the way we were almost taught to do the fasting.
How long is yours then? Like
So-
18 hours?
So it varies. So,
Oh, because of the fucking light, innit? Yeah.
Yeah. What do you mean fucking light?
So you're like, oh god, summer's coming. I ain't gonna eat for ages.
Even my brother was asking about that. He's like, "Is this the last year we're gonna be doing really long fast?" So there was like, now you got another maybe 2 years that it's gonna be a long fast. But
All right.
It
What?
was
Because
sort of-
the sunlight
yeah.
changes. Oh, okay.
because we do it by hours of sunlight.
Yeah, of course.
So again, in winter time now, I'm waking up about 4, and then I stop eating. But like, you know, can have like an hour or so in the morning.
Yeah.
Where you eat, pray, etc. So
Yeah,
by like,
yeah.
like sunrise at the moment is about 4:55.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Say 5, and
Yeah.
then sunset's about 6 o'clock. So it's about 12, 13 hours. But then in summertime, you could be doing anything from like 3 o'clock in the morning to about 9 o'clock, 9:30 in the night.
Yeah, yeah.
So it kind of swings in roundabouts. But
I like
enjoy the
18 hours.
fasting.
man.
I enjoy the fasting.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
I could fast like all the time, I would. I think I just fast all the time. It just frees up your mind.
Yeah, like,
Frees up like.
well, the
like,
body's got to work, innit? It's like it's like, I was just like, fucking
I
hell.
don't
like,
realize how much you think about food.
yeah.
Or like how much food is it?
I'm
like,
hungry now, bitch.
Yeah, you wake up, you have
Yeah.
breakfast, and you're like, oh, I need to have lunch,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
then I need to have dinner, and you're like, all day just kind of, but if you're fasting, you're like, I have this much food because you think, okay, you're fasting, so you pile on the food,
Yeah, yeah.
but you can't do it because your stomach's strict.
Exactly. I'm not too bad with one meal a day.
So I'm actually in the morning,
A
like,
big fucking meal, but
yeah.
But like,
That's what I'm doing as well now. I'm doing 1 meal a day
yeah,
because it's like breakfast is a minor thing. I might just have a little cup of tea and maybe a little bit of Weetabix or something,
Yeah,
and then half a banana. But that's me for the day. And then in the evening, I'll have a proper dinner. And maybe a bit too much at the moment, but I think I'm compensating. I think I'm like, I think I'm a bit depressed at the moment. I'm like, oh, give me some food.
See, that's the thing with food though. It's like I thought the other day, like this guy was talking. I saw this like post or whatever, and it was like, you know, he's a breatharian, so it's just like he doesn't.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about this.
But this is another guy I just saw, and he's like, you know, it's like I just looked at it like, yeah, it's kind of like the, you know, the body's the vehicle, right, and the food is one part of what, you know, we take the nutrients, it keeps you alive, but at the same time, if you're eating bad things, it's killing it.
Yeah.
So your life expectancy, like that's where you get these fucking stupid memes where it's like you eat one hot dog, and that's 10 years off your life.
Yeah.
It's like when you look at like what a hot dog does to you, and yeah, it's probably about right.
I think I'm genuinely
heart attacks, yo.
I'm thinking about the vegan way. Maybe I won't go full vegan straight away, but I'm definitely thinking about just cutting out the meat, especially from my diet. I really am.
Yeah,
I've been thinking about it for a couple of months, but now
yeah.
it's just coming to a point now, especially like with how my body, I can feel it in my body.
Yeah.
Okay, my body wants to heal.
Yeah.
And I'm not giving it the time to heal, because with this meal in the end of the day where I'm like indulging a little bit too much at the moment, the last week or two I've been indulging a bit too much. I was okay before that.
Yeah.
But the last 2 weeks something's happening to me, so I'm just like eating a bit more in the evenings, but I can feel that my body's like, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
You literally fasted for the whole day. Now you're gonna attack it with this food.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna give the body its time to
of course.
heal. But fasting isn't just about like the stomach as well. Fasting for us is about other things. It's about fasting of the eyes and the ears and your hands, not saying things that you shouldn't, or not looking at things you shouldn't.
All round diet.
Yeah.
It's
not just
what
about
you're
the
absorbing
stomach,
and what you're putting out there.
And the stomach is that gateway, isn't it? Because
the
we're
gut,
talking
you
about
mean.
chakras. Yeah, we're talking about chakras earlier on. We start talking about from the root up.
Yeah.
But if you've got this big ball of food stuck in your gut,
your
spirit can't flow, can it?
Yeah.
So
it's also like you said, like you just if you eat breakfast in the morning, you instantly that autophagy is gone. So like where like your body actually needs it replenishes the cells. Don't quote me on this, people, but this is what I'm trying to say scientifically. But it does actually prolong life because your body is actually working on what it should be doing. But if you eat all through that period, then it's working on churning that food. You know what I mean? It can't do a million things, even though it's doing billions of things. You know what I mean? But
I'm trying to get myself to that point.
But I find work-wise, like if I don't have breakfast, sometimes I'll fast till 6 o'clock in the evening from 7 the last day, and that day I'll get fucking shitloads done because you're hunger mode. It's like people that work out. You never eat before you work out. Some people might, but I don't, because you're in hunger mode. It's like fucking after this I'm gonna eat something.
But then you go through that period, don't you, where you're like, you feel it, you feel a bit of pain, and then you ride it, and then you're okay after that.
Yeah,
you're
after
like,
4 o'clock. If I'm doing till 6, after 4 is
how
a bit
long are
like.
you fasting for?
I usually till 11, 12.
I'm assuming that was an extreme.
Like 7 till like 16 hours.
Okay.
Till 11, 12 the next day. I generally don't eat till 11, 12 the next day, and I get up about 6, 7. Alarm at 6, get up at 7. I meditate a little bit in bed or just make an excuse so I can lay there longer. But I try and count to 5, and on 5 I've got to get up. But it's like, it's working from home, man. It's like, it's hard in the winter, you know what I mean?
But have a routine, isn't it?
But yeah, I think, like, what do you think of breatharians? Do you think it's possible?
Yeah, well, the guy's clearly doing it, right?
You don't think he's just yamming like behind the camera?
You think he's eating something like behind the scenes?
Well, I know. Like, in parts of Asia, there's been people that have lived really long lives. There's been people that are breatharians. There's been, and that it's a very different.
Just consuming less is going to be better for you, isn't it? Really.
Like,
we're a consumer society. We eat. It's gluttony, isn't it?
Eating
and you're eating and you're eating and you're eating, but it's like we're not supposed to live like that.
We
were never supposed to live.
No. Pick the berry show and the nuts. That's it.
Because like even coming back to like Islamic,
all this money shit is just about having sex, eating nuts. Not at the same time, people.
That would be messy, isn't it?
Oh shit!
But they say that we're supposed to eat in 3 parts.
Yeah.
Like you eat, like you got your solids.
Yeah.
You got your liquid, and then you leave a little bit empty.
Yeah,
You eat
yeah,
the
yeah.
3 parts. So you're
Yeah.
not eating till you're full, but then there's 1 part food, 1 part water, and 1 part air.
Yeah.
So you have all 3. That's how it's supposed to be.
Mm-mm. Do you do any breath work?
No,
Have you ever?
I don't know what it like. I know what you mean when you say like this guy's a breatharian, etc. But isn't it just like I guess it's meditation almost.
So
What is it?
oxygen, like there's even scientists that are like saying, you know,
oxygen.
yeah, but like oxygen's like, you know, the fucking key to most things.
Yeah.
But like, I think what they're doing as a breatharian is that they, I mean, cells can photosynthesize, isn't it? So they're saying that.
I don't know. I'm not.
They're saying basically like through. This is what I picked up on it anyway. It's quite complex, and it's like, what you telling me, my man don't pee or poop? Like, you know, it's nuts to think. But
You don't pee or poop. I guess
well,
not
they
taking
wouldn't create
anything in.
stool. They wouldn't create a shit. You know what I mean?
It
So,
doesn't.
so that's what I think anyway. But you know, I'm still waiting for him to come
It
on.
sounds
but
interesting.
it's very interesting. But basically, you know, these guys are getting it from sun. That's what they're saying. And it's like if you're a vegetarian, right, or a vegan, you're eating all the food. That where's that grown from? What's it needed? It's needed water and it's needed sun. So if you're breatharian,
water, they consume water.
yeah, they consume water as well. But what I'm saying, to keep it alive, that's what it's done.
Yeah.
So you eat that.
But these breatharians, they consume water.
Yeah, so they have water. Yeah. So they would say like Wim Hof, you know, you need an alkaline body. Disease can't live in an alkaline body. So that's where he got injected with E. coli.
Can I take this?
Yeah. He got injected with E. coli, and they basically they couldn't get it. Well, they put him into a room, scientists injected him with E. coli, and he pushed it out of his body, or you know, done breath work, and
That'd be funny on the mic.
yeah, he chucked that here. He basically
This chair makes bed.
and they was like you can't, you know, maybe he's just a superhuman. So then he was like, okay, cool. So they done it on like 9 other people, normal people. He trained them up, and exactly the same thing happened. You know, they just rejected it from their body, doing breath work and understanding, you know, cold and hot and everything else. So I think if he can prove that, and now he's on Channel 4.
Okay.
God. But like,
Well, it goes on series.
I think the breatharian is just a very, very extreme, you know, to tell people, oh, I don't do something that people do every day, and it's the main state of survival,
Yeah.
to tell people they don't have to do it. But I'm like, if it's possible to eat 10 times less, I just look at it like, well, I'm saving a lot of fucking money. That's
Yeah.
the main thing with it. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? In the Western world,
I think it's
there,
definitely onto something.
I think you need more sun. You can't do it in England. How are you going to do it? Go sunbeds. Crawl to them. Please
end up-
help me. I'm
Probably
starving.
end up with cancer before you end up with anything else. If you go to
Yeah, I mean, they're not.
or you end up like Tracy down the road.
Do you know her, do you? I mean, Tracy's an old one. Now it's Karen, isn't it?
Is it Karen? Oh,
Karen's
sorry.
in this
No, but
generation.
Karen's.
But Tracy was the old Karen.
Well, I'm an old geezer, innit?
Karen, I feel bad.
I'm old school. Innit?
I feel sorry for Karen's though, because like you've been now, like if you say Karen, you instantly put that person in a box, and that's not fair.
There's a friend of a friend. And,
She's being a Karen, you know. What
There's
I
a
mean?
friend of a friend, or not even a friend. This is person. Let's just say.
Friend of a friend of a
No,
friend.
no, not even a friend.
Who's a cousin of
I
that
don't even
friend.
know what happened to this friend. But anyways, her friend's name's Karen, innit? And
Yeah,
her
yeah.
handles, what time to be a Karen. I love it.
That's good though. You
That's
can't beat it,
good,
join it. You know what I mean?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we spoke about fasting.
Yeah. What else you want to talk
What's like your maddest trip then?
about? My maddest trip?
Yeah.
I don't know. What's your maddest trip?
Like mushroom trip or going away trip, or did you ever go to Mecca?
Yeah, I did.
What was that
I
journey
wouldn't
like?
say
then?
I wouldn't say that was my maddest trip.
No, but did you
I think my
did you have
maddest
the alchemist experience or?
No, I did have the alchemist experience.
Yeah.
It was. I read the Alchemist.
Yeah.
I left uni, and
Yeah.
my girlfriend at the time, she bought me this book, Alchemist.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
read it, and I was like, "Yeah, man, I'm going on this trip."
Yeah.
So I just sold all my shit,
yeah, got some goats.
sold all my stuff. I thought, okay, I'm gonna overland it to Mecca.
Yeah.
And then I went through France, Spain, Morocco, Mauritania, ended up in the desert.
Okay.
And I was just like, what the fuck am I doing here? I think it was one of those things where I was trying to get away, like, I just started becoming religious.
Yeah.
And I was on this whole spiritual thing. And I was trying to get away from what I thought was myself. But again, you go on a trip and you take yourself with you.
Of course.
So even if you're in the middle of the desert, you're still taking your bullshit with you.
Yeah.
So it don't matter how far you went, you're like, well, it's still my bullshit.
Yeah.
I think I realised that, and then I was like, yeah, okay. Then I just ended up coming back home.
I'm done.
I was like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm on.
I just got an image of you, right, standing in the desert, like John Travolta in Pulp Fiction. It's like, what am I doing?
What am I doing here? I was just like,
I'm waiting for a well and some guy that turns gold, led into gold. He's not turning up.
I was one of the chips.
I'm working in a gem shop.
It could have so easily happened.
But what's funny is you read The Alchemist, right? Where does he turn up at the end?
Back home.
Back where he started.
I never thought of it like that. I don't know why I never thought of it like that. It's true, isn't it? He did it though.
Yeah, he just turned up back home because it's like it all goes in full circle.
Yeah.
And it's like you had to go there, to learn and then come back again and then re-establish yourself in your same environment.
For me, that was like, I don't want to sound like a crazy person, but fortunate. Like, I've been very fortunate in my life. Like, if I put my mind to something and I put my effort to something, I usually, 9 times out of 10, I get to where I want to go.
Yeah.
Because I put that effort and that time and energy in. But for me, at that point in my life, it was the first, I remember it was I was telling everyone, and I was like, yo, I'm going, I'm out, I'm gone. I'm like, forget this, I have to pack up my bag, you're never going to see me again.
Yeah.
And then within a couple of months, I was back home, my tail between my legs.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, what are you doing here? When are you coming back? I was like, yeah, it just didn't happen, innit? But it was like, I had to feel that, that shit.
That weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just brought me back down to earth, like that. And, I was telling you, I was on when I first started becoming religious, I say religious like this because I say spiritual. When I started first becoming question, understanding, my responsibilities.
Because I
was on this trip, innit? I was on this ego trip.
Yeah.
And I went on this I went on the AlCHEMIST trip, and I came back with my tail between my legs, and my ego was just like.
Yeah.
And then I went away to a different sort of
trip,
a spiritual thing.
Yeah.
For a month or two.
Yeah. What was that?
And so that's in our community, you have these people who go around and they try and call people not non-Muslims, but
Harry
Muslims.
Krishnas?
Nah, they're a bit like that. If you give them bangles and stuff, the drums and stuff, they probably would be. But basically, what you do is you go to different mosques and you talk to different communities.
Okay.
And you talk to different people about coming back to religion and Islam. I went on that trip and I think that just calmed me down a lot. It just made me see sense in a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I was just like, again, everything happens for a reason.
So you was the person talking to people, or did you have some sort of mentor there as well?
So people talk to you, but then they give you the platform to also talk to other people.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think there was this guy. I always remember that this one geezer came and he said to us one evening, this leader, senior sheikh, this senior religious leader came and he gave us this little talk. That's impromptu little talk. And I always remember this one thing he said. He goes, "Everything I'm saying to you, I'm saying to myself first because my ears are a lot closer to my mouth. Yours are.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay.
I've always liked that saying.
You're like, okay.
Yeah.
It's and I think this is always when it comes back to talking to people about goodness and positivity, etc. No matter what shit you're going through, whatever stuff you're going through, you still for me, whatever shit I'm going through, I still try and put this positivity out there.
Yeah.
Because I know that even though I'm saying it to somebody else, I'm saying it to myself too, and I need to hear it myself too. Because nobody else, people are not going to come to me and tell me these things. So I need to almost put it out there so I can hear it myself.
Yeah, of course.
So you don't forget. So I'm like, okay. So
But
that's why I don't try to hold my that's why I try and put the work out there, or put the stuff out there.
Yeah.
Things, isn't it?
But that's where I think going back to words, isn't it? It's words are spells. So it's if you're gonna if you're gonna moan about the weather, if you're gonna moan about the traffic, if you're gonna moan about all that's a vibration.
Yeah.
You're made out of water. Water picks up on vibration.
Yeah.
So you're gonna start creating your mood without even knowing it. And I'm like, people just think that that's fucking nonsense a lot of the time. And I'm like,
man.
but it's true. Like, you know,
It's your thoughts. You
because how
become
do you
your
feel
thoughts,
when
don't
someone
you?
chats
Yeah.
shit to you?
Yeah.
How do you feel when someone says something not nice to you? It's
Yeah.
the same thing if you're talking about yourself, because as you said, your ears are
Are you
the
good?
ones closest.
Are you good at doing like that with yourself? Like, I'm terrible at being nice to myself.
I
I'm
think
terrible at being nice to myself.
Yeah.
I have such a bad opinion of myself for so long.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm still trying to fight my way out of this negativity that I'm
Yeah.
pulled onto myself. And
Yeah,
other people
yeah.
can see the goodness, but then you can't see the goodness. But it's
Your
the same
higher
for
mind
you.
can, innit? He's like, hey, bruv.
Yeah, like, yo, yeah.
Stop beating yourself up today.
I
We're
don't
just on
understand
this
why do I
ride,
keep
bruv.
doing it. But I think that's why I keep going back to the drugs, and that's why I keep going back to all these things.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
I'm just not, you're still struggling with these things. And you
I think because you really know you want to do more outside of that. So
Yeah.
the drugs and everything else are just...
It's an excuse.
They're to fill the hole at the minute.
Yeah.
You know? And for me, it's the morning. Wake up, it's the flood, you know?
Yeah.
Like the noise in the morning. And I'm like, that's where my mornings, whatever happens, I work out.
Yeah.
And I do rest though. I do have rest days. But even when I rest, I skip for 10, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, but it's get up, stretch.
It's like meditation, therapy, isn't it?
And I know the point at the beginning where I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Because the morning at 6, especially when the house is cold,
Yeah.
it's winter, it's dark.
Getting up at that time.
You know what I mean? But if I had a gym, to go to,
Yeah, I've got a gym.
no, I mean
literally passed the
actually,
gym on the way here.
fucking actually like going to a gym, I probably wouldn't go that much.
I was
It's the
laughing at
fact-
everybody in the gym just now, and I was like, I was standing
Oh,
standing
the
in
station.
everybody was like, yeah. I was like, yeah. It was very funny.
Said, hey, that guy's out the front again.
Because there's a woman doing squats and there's a guy standing behind her going like this, and I was busting up because he's walking and I'm like
of
this.
course.
I was like, he's
Where am I going to look? And then he forgets the mirrors in front. Yeah. I just feel, for me, it's like the warrior time. Like, that's where I need to work the body first so then the mind feels better. You know, and it's like, I find if I don't do that, I know I'm going to feel shit. But at the beginning, you don't want to do it. And the mind's telling you everything. And that's like where through lockdown, I had a professor who's a specialist in OCD. And I was like, I know my mind doesn't, everyone's always said the same thing, like you're an overthinker, and I'm
Yeah.
like, but maybe I'm just maybe I think things thoroughly through, but then I started to think actually there's points where there's irrelevant thoughts that continue constantly, you know what I mean? And I'm like, this isn't a normal kind of vibe, even when I'm not in a low state.
Yeah.
But I think if you're not meditating, if you're not working out, if you're not doing something that, you know, if you're in a dead job, if you don't feel where you're going to be, you're going to have ADHD, ADD. You're going to have these symptoms that grow in that environment if you're not keeping yourself in a mental state that you need to be. My OCD comes and goes, but I feel like anyone can develop it. And I'm not a professor on that, but like I feel anyone can. It's like Leonardo DiCaprio basically played the aviator. I can't remember the actual real person, but he had OCD, and you know, in that day and age, they had no idea what it was. So he just deteriorated. You know, he's in a cinema pissing in bottles. You know, so and wouldn't leave. You know, it turned into a hygiene. Mine's intrusive thoughts, so it's nothing to do with hygiene and stuff like that. So, but he said that through filming that, his OCD come back. So, you know, and I think all it is thoughts rise, thoughts go. But when you learn to meditate, you stop them thoughts.
Yeah.
You sit in that stillness.
Yeah.
And then the colours come up. You ever had
Yeah.
that where the colours come up? That's a madness. And it's like, whoa, whoa.
You said you was doing all that breath work and the sensory stuff. Are you still doing it?
Yeah, I've been doing these, I've been trying to astral project for like 2 years.
Yeah.
Not left my fucking room, but I ain't got nowhere. I'm like, Saturn, where are you? Take me now.
I thought you had a couple of trips.
I've
You started
mo-
seeing some colours.
I've moved. I've seen colours like, but I googled like what's colours, and then like on Google, Buddhas are just like, don't know what the fascination is. Like, could be imagination. Like, it happens all the time for us. Like, do your Western self alone. You know, like, you ain't shit, bruv. You know what I mean? I vibrate and come off the floor. You know, it's
yeah.
But
But does it actually? Do people actually do that?
what vibrate like monks? If
Yeah.
they can I don't know. We've been so mystified, like in the sense of like, I don't even know if that's a word, but we've been so like bombarded with fairy tale films and everything else. It's so hard to get away from something that seems so unreal to see.
Yeah.
But is it real? You know what I mean? Like I've
Yeah.
seen levitating monks. I've seen things like that. I've seen a monk that went into meditation and died, and then had no kind of like mummification around him or anything like that, and was opened like 70 years later and was still in a bodily form, rather than completely deteriorating.
Yeah.
There's obviously a science meaning behind that, but I think telepathy and all these things, when I go
all
through
made, like, I don't know, if you're thinking, if we're being open about things, then why not? If we're all made from the same basic structure.
Yeah, if you walk into the room, you can feel other people thoughts, senses, stuff like that. You understand
you feel
that.
that, and if you could take that,
But you don't-
if you
but
could take that to a higher level
of
then
absorbing it and
why-
understanding what that
yeah.
feeling is. But a lot of the time, it's like, why are they looking at me? Or they, you can't pick up on that frequency yet. So, but there's a guy called Robert Monroe, and it's the one I did the pod on, a solo pod. I probably lost a lot of listeners on that one because they're like, what the fuck is this shit?
What was it
So
about?
it's like a guy, Robert Monroe. He was in radio and he started the Monroe Institutes. In industries, he called it first, then the Institute. And what he was doing hemisync, which is using frequencies like a 4.2 and a 4.02. Like, I don't know these are exact ones, but there's like gamma, delta, theta, alpha. So all these different frequencies. So hemisync is basically where you align the left side of the brain with the right side of the brain. Logic and creativity.
Okay.
So basically like a hypnotized state in a way.
Yeah.
That's what they kind of put you in. But these tapes, there's 18 tapes, and they're on my YouTube if anyone wants to look. But basically, they start off with really like easy kind of not easy meditation. Like one of them's like, first it's like an energy box. So put all your stress in a box. And this is basic. People know this as well. Like if you've got stresses and you want to meditate, put all that in a box, lock the box in your imagination. And those things won't pop up sometimes through that meditation. Then resonant breathing, which is like in through your nose, hum out through your mouth.
Yeah.
That puts the body in the vibrational state. Then, or resonant state. And then it's affirmation, like state you want to leave your body, blah, blah, blah. And this, to anyone listening, probably sounds like crackers.
Yeah.
But what sold it to me, and basically the tapes, 18 tapes, you go through a process. I'm on tape 5. I can't get past tape 5 because that's to a point where you're laying there and it's called body asleep, mind awake.
Yeah.
And it's where your consciousness leaves your body, or your astral body leaves your physical body. And that's like, well, they're starting to come out, scientists now with quantum physics, saying that consciousness is non-local or local. It could be non-local or local. So that means it's not directly in your head. We're more of a receiver. So that tells me you could leave your body, in that way. But seeing and feeling is believing. I'm not at that state yet.
Yeah.
And it's very hard. It's very hard to. It took him a year, this guy. But
How long have you been on it?
2 years. But I'd done it
When
for a
it comes
course.
to it.
I'd done it for a course before. And I do it every night. And it sends me right off to sleep. And then I have crazy fucking REM sleep dreams. But it's like remote viewing, MK Ultra, color patterns or color breathing is another one. So all 18 tapes lead you through all different things.
Yeah.
But the thing for this was it was released as a CIA report on the reading room.
Okay.
So the CIA every 40 years have to release documentation that basically this is what we've done. So the CIA found out what he was doing and basically brought in soldiers, and then the documents are soldiers' briefings and commanders' briefings on what they did and how to do this. So I'm like, this ain't bollocks.
Yeah.
It's been made out bollocks, or people are just so, flabbergasted that it's like, no, you can. What are you going to do? Go, fucking fly around your house?
Why not?
Go make a cup of tea.
Why not?
You know what I mean? So, but
How many times you wanted to go to the toilet? You're like, I gotta get up. You're like astral projecting it.
It's bad, but I think that's more what life is about for me. It's about
Yeah.
understanding what this avatar is, what this body is, what it can really do. Reiki, healing, spirituality.
I'm sorry about the yawning, bruv.
It's calm. It's calm. You got. I'm fucking. I feel absolutely fucked.
Really?
I done the gardening yesterday.
I'm like, I had
I'm just
such a
my whole
bad
body.
night's sleep yesterday.
Yeah.
Such a bad night's sleep yesterday. I was just like on, up and off. Like, again, we're talking about like your astral projector, but it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like there's something happening with my spirit at the moment.
Yeah.
Whereby I've been fasting for a month.
Yeah. Are you having crazy dreams at the moment?
Oh my god, crazy dream. That's not even the start of it.
Yeah.
I can actually see, like, in my waking life,
Yeah.
I can see the connections between my waking life and my, like, you know, sometimes you have a dream
Yeah.
and you're like, why am I dreaming this thing for? Like,
Yeah,
it's so
yeah.
random.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm waking up from my dream and I'm like, yeah, I know exactly where that's come from.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I know exactly that connection is that.
Yeah.
That's happening in my life and that's the connection there.
Yeah.
I can see it two and two together.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Do you think it's like the higher mind trying to give you an imagery basis to try and show you?
Yeah.
Because, like, when you go through a day, you remember it, but it's...
For me, right, I'm
Yeah.
trying to explain with the fasting a little bit.
Yeah.
I've started 2 months earlier than Ramadan.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I started 2 months earlier because it's like I wanted to do 3 months this year.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm already a month in. So what they say usually is that, you know, like your heart, where your soul is.
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, you know, you're putting all this shit on top of it and it's getting all rusty and moldy, etc.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So as you start fasting and you start clearing it off and it starts becoming a bit purer,
Yeah.
it starts receiving all this energy. It starts receiving. It starts changing, and the spirit
Yeah,
can
yeah.
like starts to come alive again.
Yeah, yeah.
And this
of
is
course.
exactly what's happening now.
Yeah,
My spirit is
yeah,
starting
yeah.
to come alive again.
Yeah, of course.
So, you know, we're talking about astral projection and all these
Yeah,
things. So
yeah,
these are
yeah.
kind of like happen. This is happening as well in the same
Yeah,
moment.
yeah,
But
yeah.
because I'm just trying to ride it. Like I haven't ever done 3 months of fasting. I've done 2 months last year, and before that I was only doing 1 month.
Yeah.
But now I'm doing like this whole like 3 month thing. It's like it's a new thing. It's like the first
Yeah.
year I'm doing it. So I'm like, hopefully, God knows where I'll be at the end of 3 months.
Yeah, yeah. Do you
But-
feel like it works really well in all your other disciplines as well?
Yeah.
Like, because I think if you
starting to.
can, if you can be the master of what you eat, you
Yeah.
can be the master of a lot of other things. You know.
Starting to. But again, like I said, I'm indulging a little bit too much at the moment. A little bit too much. But I know it's because I'm like
You
going.
say it like a naughty kid though. You're like, you can't even
But
look straight.
you know, you like you put all this effort into fasting,
Yeah.
and then you go and you just shoot yourself in the foot at the end of the day, and
Yeah,
like
yeah,
all the
yeah.
effort you put in during the day,
Yeah.
it's just gone to waste because you've succumbed to that base
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
desire again.
Yeah.
And it might not be
Back to your root.
yeah.
Yeah,
And you're like,
yeah.
and food is the easiest one, I think.
Yeah,
You gotta
yeah.
go back to gluttony, innit? You're like,
Yeah, it
la, la,
is.
la.
Yeah.
But we'll get there eventually. But I like all this, you know, the breath work, and I'm like, yeah, why not?
Yeah, yeah.
The human body, like, this is just a vessel.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, inside that we have that spirit, and
Yeah, of
that
course.
spirit is capable of amazing things.
Mm.
Like, you know, but again, we don't give ourselves the time to
No.
be able to delve into it, because who has this? Like, really and truthfully?
Yeah, I
who
think the
has this
art
kind
of it is
time?
to truly not know. I think for
If you
me,
get to a
that-
point where you actually think you know everything, then
no,
not
you can't.
really.
Like,
You
to try and
can't, you can't.
it's unrealistic to understand reality. You know,
You have to just say, I'm on the journey.
Yeah.
I'm on a path.
Yeah.
This is the path that works for me. And I'm going to take a little bit of the information
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
provided to me. I can make
Yeah.
that work for me, and I can make that. But I can't,
Yeah,
might not be
yeah.
able to go as extreme as he's going.
No, of course.
But I can try and do
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit of what he's showing me and see if it works. And if it
Yeah,
doesn't,
yeah.
then I can, you know, see if this person. But what I
Yeah.
think for yourself at the moment, which is what I like about you, is that you're questioning everything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're trying to understand everything.
Yeah,
Like, you're
yeah,
trying to
yeah.
like all these, like even these things, like okay, the flat earthers and etc. I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Jesus, this guy who's flat earthers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's this guy on?
But it's for me, it's like
But-
breatharian, flat earthers. It's all perception, and it's like if you look at like consciousness as this exterior. Say it's like, you know, Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And you're the computer, right?
Yeah.
Your thoughts are the software, and then if the software is producing exterior thoughts, that's producing reality. So that produces everyone's perspective, right?
Yeah.
But when I look at flat Earth, it's like what fascinates me more is not flat Earth. It's people's reaction to flat Earth, because
Yeah.
it's like you don't realize how committed you are to a globe until you realize you're committed to a globe. You know, you don't realize like that's exactly my thought process. And I think there are wilder things to believe, but people react so harshly to flat Earth. It's fucking fascinating.
Yeah.
You know, and I just think like for me, it's
I
like
think it's probably something which everybody takes as fact, as such a
that's
universal
fact,
fact.
because, you know, but that's
But,
there's a lot of
You
subliminal.
know, that's why
there.
people will react.
Globes
to,
everywhere, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? There's a globe everywhere, you know, there's not many flat earths everywhere. So here's my model, you know, but it's also people's perception when you start going into it, like what,
And
how
I think there's a lot to be
NASA,
said for what you can also see around you in terms
Yeah.
of nature and in terms of just you know, you look at the sun, you look at the moon, you look at these things, and you can see the shape, and you're just like,
Yeah.
oh, am I like, what's different here?
Well, look at space.
Listen, if Darwin can convince everybody that we come from monkeys, yeah.
Yeah,
Then,
he was
like-
also a drug addict and a wife
But
beater and
but
fucking a
if-
lunatic.
If people can believe this shit,
Yeah, I know,
that this
I
guy
know.
is spewing,
Yeah, yeah.
then why not flat Earth? Then
My
why
pro-
not
yeah, I
anything
know.
else? Then
My
why
problem
not all
is
of this stuff? I'm like,
science-
people are gonna
science-
believe what they want to
Yeah.
believe. At the end of the day, as long as we can sit down and break bread together,
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah,
yo,
yeah.
man, is this halal?
Yeah, science as well though can be a bit of a. It's halal. But science can be a bit of a cult and a bit
Yeah.
of a like, don't be stupid. That's because
I
of
find
science.
science fascinating. I'm like, these scientists, well, like, you know, scientists who claim there's no, like, God, I'm like, man, like, we're so.
It's very arrogant.
I'm like, God provided you with all the tools,
Yeah,
all the materials,
yeah,
and you're gonna go use those materials to create something.
yeah,
And then you're gonna be like, but I don't believe in the creator who actually gave me the materials in the first
Yeah,
place.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
honest to God, you sit somebody in a
Yeah.
room here with nothing
Mm-hmm.
and tell them to create something, and they can't do it.
Yeah. They'll cut off their leg to get out of the room.
There's nothing there to create anything with.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. No,
I
it's
don't-
true.
I
It's
can't
true. It's
understand
true.
it.
I mean,
I'm
I
like-
used to be like religion's fucking just stupid and like not be open minded. I was a proper science bod. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
now I'm like, I've been to the science talks. I've
Yeah.
seen the scientists, and
Yeah.
they're sitting there going, "We're in a sort of paradigm. We don't really know what's going on." Like the guy in CERN, they're building a bigger machine to
Yeah.
look at smaller particles because
Yeah.
the machine before couldn't find any.
Like, bro, you can't figure it out, and I'm telling you the answer.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
telling
yeah.
you.
You know, I think it's God is a very highly intelligent being, and it's different to what we can even
Yeah.
perceive
Everybody has
right
a
now.
different name for it. Like,
Yeah,
what
but
I will
science
say,
does just to top on science. Though science does have a very good way at analyzing the material that they can see in front,
Yeah.
doing exams. Guess in fact, there's a lot that's come from science that's good. You know, like in technology of helping, you know, a tumor or things like
Yeah.
that. A lot of that's come from science. Like my mum had a tumor, and for ages they didn't have MRI scans.
Yeah.
So they couldn't see it. My nan took her to a Reiki master, and he said, "There's something there, but it's surgical. We can't. We can
Yeah.
help and help and help, but it needs to be removed.
Yeah.
We can do it, but like you know, out the back cut. Wait, you know.
She had to
but
wait for the technology
She got it, and then
to-
but she was 14, and they were like saying, you know, it's in her head, it's everything. And that was a long process for her. She had backaches for a long time. They'd done a lot of operations, so that threw my nan into Reiki and things like that, starting to realize, hang on, it's not just pharmaceutical, take a pill, you'll be fine.
No.
There's you know, we've been,
I'm not about that life.
I'm not about that life either.
It's like, it's like, oh, I have a headache, give me a paracetamol.
yeah.
I'm not
No,
about that
drink
life.
water.
You know, I got a banging headache today. I'm like,
Yeah,
if I got
yeah.
water there, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it's true,
But-
it's true. I mean, the pain doesn't
Your
take
body
away
wants
the...
to heal itself. That's
Of
what they
course.
say, isn't it?
Of
Like,
course.
well, you know, when
Look
you
at
watch
when you
these
cut yourself.
documentaries, when you watch,
Yeah,
I watched
yeah.
a documentary about these people who like been through these like really traumatic things. You
Mm-hmm.
know, some people even with cancer, and then they start doing these alternative ways, and they find a way somehow to cure themselves or etc. through these alternative means.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
all
yeah.
for the alternative means. I'm like, yo, man, sign me
I
up.
am as well. Like, I wouldn't...
But maybe
be
I'm a
before.
little bit. I think I'm a little bit.
But
I'm
I
a
think
little
if
bit-
I was having a heart attack, I'm still going to ring a fucking ambulance. You know, like, you know, you can't... God will save
shit,
me,
sorry,
you know?
knocked
No,
the
it's
camera
cool,
down.
it's cool. Let's just move it a little bit. This way. Yeah, to me. Oh, no, the other way, sorry. It's backward, isn't it? Keep going a little bit. There you go. They can't see my lighting back. Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
mean...
you are gonna. But
There are a lot of supports, but I think the problem is pharmaceutical companies aren't exactly hospitals, you know? They're selling a drug, you know? And yeah, there are a lot of drugs that have helped a lot of people, but I think there's a difference, you know? Like, and the people that try and speak up, like Dr. Sebi, if you heard of him, you know, he's like, iron will take any disease out the body, you know? He's got some really out there stuff, but it's because you're so used to this way, you know? And then you start looking at who built the pharmaceutical industries, how it come around,
yeah,
the universities were funded,
Yeah.
and then basically the pharmaceutical funding from that changed the textbook to what medicine was, you know, and it changed. So it's industry that changes our health a lot of the time, and people don't make that connection. And I think as good people, you don't think people are out there to make money out of your illness. You know, it's,
No, but we know that's not true. We know that's not true.
you know,
We know that they are.
but that is a naive thought, or that is a thought you can have. Like you
Yeah.
don't. Some people, I used to think that. Like, what do you mean? Like, I used to eat 6 cheeseburgers and a Big Mac meal and 6 chicken nuggets. You know, and you know it's shit, but you don't know it's directly killing you at that
Yeah.
point. You know.
Is definitely. I want to try and get into all the alternative stuff, but I think I'm a little bit too passive
What do you mean?
in my.
You're like, oh, fuck it.
No, as in I'm a bit.
I ain't doing that today.
As in you like again, come on, like the reason I admire you is that you're so passionate about these things that you go and you're actively trying. You actually research. You
Yeah.
talk to these people. You
Yeah.
implement it. Whereas me, I was like, I want to.
Yeah.
And I want that, and then I get distracted.
Yeah.
You know, I'm so
yeah.
easily distracted.
Yeah.
That for me, at
But
the
that
moment,
might just be your period now, you know.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
need to
yeah.
focus a bit more. You know,
Well, you know,
focus.
bruv, you never seen a young guru. And if he is, he's on social media too early. I'm like, bruv, you know what I mean? Shush. They're all
Like,
old.
you ain't got no grey hairs yet. My grey hairs are coming. Though.
You need the
My grey
experience.
hairs are
You know, you
coming.
need the life experience.
It's very true.
So do you remove yourself from, not remove yourself from a religious man, but
It's funny.
book
It's funny
is
what you
different.
say. It's funny what you say about the life experience because you need that.
of course.
Because people will, like, again, like, you know, I was saying, you know, me nowadays, I'm not looking at inanimate objects. I'm looking at people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's the potential of this person in front of me?
Mm.
And you talk to people about life,
Yeah.
and people will be like, wow, you're so wise, you're so all this. And I'm like, listen, I'm not wise, I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
What I am is actually somebody who's done it, and made all these
Yeah,
mistakes,
yeah.
you know, time and again,
Yeah.
that I've got the insight into that, so I can tell you what it is
Yeah, of
to
course.
feel these things.
Yeah.
Because I've been through it, and I put myself through it. Maybe not willingly, but
Yeah, yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
unwillingly as well.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's even now in like these last couple of years, it's like I had to go through so much bullshit in
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
I had to feel really low
Yeah.
in order that
Yeah,
now when I
yeah,
got
yeah.
out and I talk to people
Yeah.
and they need help, then I know what it's like to feel that low.
Yeah, of course.
So I can,
Of course. Yeah, you
I
need
can
to
talk
you
to
need
them.
to relate.
because
you
it's
know
the
what I
life experience.
mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you know, you're coming up to like 40 now, isn't it? You're like, oh my
Yeah.
god,
Yeah. And that's only if you live into 80, that's only 40%.
I ain't living to no 80.
I'm living to 150.
No chance. No,
My mind is gonna go
no
nuts.
chance. I don't think I'll live it to 80.
But I think
But then
with
I keep wanting to go to God. I'm like, oh God, come on, take me, man. I wanna go. I wanna see what's in the next life, innit? And my
but
mom
why
keeps-
why like to
My
me
mom keeps saying to me, she's
But
like,
to
you know,
me
because you want to
that's-
go so badly, he ain't gonna take you early. He's gonna make you suffer in this life
Yeah.
for a long time. Because this life is a test for us. We believe that this life is a test.
Yeah, of course.
You know, it's like we came from that higher plane.
Yeah.
We came down to this physical realm.
Of course.
And we have to live out our days
Yeah,
accordingly, you know, and we have to make decisions about who we want to be and how we want to be.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
choose the good, the
And
bad.
that's I don't think that's
Then we have to
religion.
go back.
That can be looked at in any way.
Yeah.
Any shape or form. Whether if you just think you sprung straight away from from when you came out of your mum's womb.
Yeah.
You know, like why are you having a conversation in your head? Who are you having that conversation
I know
with?
I say it in like a religious context here, but
No, but I think
know,
that's what some
what-
people can perceive when it's
what-
like that. But I think it's
what
quite
I mean-
different.
What I mean is also like, again, like, you know, we talk about energy and we talk about universe,
Yeah,
we talk
yeah,
about
yeah.
karma. Essentially, we're talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
But I'm only talking about it in the context that I've been given in the
You've
very
been brought
current
up.
format.
Yeah, of course.
Whereas all these ancient philosophies,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
of these, like, you know, we talk about the breathwork, etc. All of these things, they all come from the same source.
Of course.
Except it's just a timeline of events.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like a certain philosophy was given at a certain time to a certain people, and then when they died out, it was given again to a new people.
Yeah.
And they died out, it was given to a new people, and now we're in like the current format.
Yeah.
So I'm just using the lingo that I've been given in the current format.
Of course.
But except like, I don't want people to be like, oh, this guy, like, you know, you're talking about religion, but it's not like, I'm just talking about it from my understanding.
yeah.
Whereas again, it's all relevant. It's all
Of
like,
course,
which is
yeah,
why I'm
yeah.
open to when you're talking to Buddhists or you're talking to
Yeah.
all these other sort of people. I'm willing to listen. I'm like, okay, what's this person talking about? Where's the similarities that we're talking about?
Yeah, because
Because
that's
then you can come together on the similarities, but you can also talk
come
about the
together.
differences.
Like that's my problem with like flat Earth, perception, reality, consciousness, religion, science.
Yeah.
We're all in the same boat, yo.
Yeah.
Like food, all these things. Like,
Yeah.
and for me, like Chris, who I had on once, he was like, truth is real reality. You know, like it's like
Let me
milk
ask you a
in
question.
water.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
There is bullshit out there, so how do you call the bullshit? Or is there?
That's your definition of what.
But is there truth in the bullshit too?
I think you know, like, but now there's people talking about multiverses. There's people talking like and this is in scientific places I've been to. You know, people are starting to realize. When I went to this science place, they said, "Hello, you have an email." They said we're at like kind of a crossroads where everything we've kind of developed, and you've got cosmologists, philosophy, you've got
Then I guess it is there bullshit
physics,
there.
you've got.
Probably not.
You've got there's not bullshit, but it's all perception, really,
Yeah.
and it's all what
I
we
guess
can
like
we
you
can
said,
tell
yeah,
at the
it's-
minute.
It is
But
kind of that truth, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like you can find that truth within, because even when you lie, there's a truth in the lie.
yeah, but if
So
consciousness
you're kind of,
is
looking for that truth within the lie still, so you can find that common ground. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
there is something there.
but if consciousness is this one thing and this one source, right, and then you look at it like I am or the one or God, whatever you want to call it, like if we all feed off that, right?
Yeah.
It's in this process of time that we think we're in, right? That's had the Egyptians, that's had gone through all these experiences, right? And we're all just part of that, components to that, experiencing our own lives within that experience, right? So surely after a period, it's like our perception of reality as awareness, we would call it now, grows. And that would mean that more things in this reality, like a simulation when you're going through a game, the levels go up and up and up as people can learn more and more and more, you know? And it's like, I think our time is this time is a very interesting time because you've got so many different aspects. But the one thing from that science talk is like they were almost coming together to try and work out shit because they're like, why does cosmology say this, or you know why is CERN like they're taking a piss out of each other as well, because it's like you're just looking at particles. And like now you're building an even bigger machine to find even more particles that you don't even know are there, you know? So it's like it's a madness, but at the same time, like we're actually getting to a point where everyone might understand kind of what this is to
Rather than
a
everybody
degree.
working on their own, like in their own direction, everybody's coming together, working in their own direction, but towards a common goal. So
Towards a common goal of what all this is actually for. Like no one fucking knows, man. But I think for me, it's
I
like
know. It's a test.
well, it is a test. You are tested all the
It's
time.
a
The
test.
universe is testing you. You know, people say it.
a
But at the
test.
same time, I think it's there's a woman called Dolores Cannon, and she said that Earth is a place of energy, and it's to understand energy. And when you look at like you're in school, you're not taught anything about energy. You're not taught about emotion. You know, and it's like what? Then you come out of school, and what's the news play on? Hope and fear. Hope and fear. So you react rather than go. I get what this actually is. I can logically think what this is, you know. But because so many people have weak emotional training through life, they respond to things in such a fast-paced, anger, low vibrational state, you know. And it's like I feel that when you're in Earth or when you are on Earth, like whether you go past this, whether I don't know if there's reincarnation, I don't know, because even people that are solid on their idea. I'm like, you got to be a bit naive to really think you know it all in that point. You know what I mean? Because it's such a big thing to say, you know. And where you say like you just want to go, I look at it like, but what if it is the point that you go, but you ain't done what you needed to do, so you have to come back again?
Oh man, man. I mean, wow.
Yeah.
I've been through this shit once already. I won't go through it again.
Have you heard the saying where? Once you've done what you've done, Jim Carrey said it. He said he believes that once you've done what you've done in this place, then you go.
Yeah.
You know, I think like maybe that's a process, but you know, then people just say, look, you know, you had a heart attack, like you ate fucking donuts your whole life. But yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, again, you know, my philosophy, I want to go like, you know, they tell you about the process in it.
Yeah.
Like in my belief structure. They tell us about the process. They tell us about afterlife. They tell us about our purpose on this life. On this planet. On this realm.
Yeah,
you know? So for me, I have an understanding from my perspective. Not that I'm not willing to listen to anybody else. I'm always willing to listen to everybody else.
Yeah.
But it's like for me, I have my grounding.
Yeah.
And again, it's not grounding which is just based in like I've just read it in a book and I've just taken it as fact.
Yeah.
Everything that I believe, I've questioned.
Yeah, of course.
And
Yeah.
I say the universe, but I only say universe to make it familiar for everybody else. But you know, God always provided me with an answer.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
in whatever shape or form, He's always provided me with an answer.
Yeah.
Like you know, so I'm like, okay,
And it's all language around it. Other people
Yeah.
explaining it another way. Like
Yeah.
I'm downloading, or I'm looking at the Akashic records, or you know, I'm.
It's like the answers will come in many shapes and forms.
Yeah, of course.
So
it's all our way of explaining our experience.
You're taking it in, but I can see that the connections between the things.
Yeah, of course.
Because fortunately, it's given me that insight.
Yeah.
You know, I'm never just looking at things in a one dimension. I'm looking at it in a multiple dimensions because it's just the way my brain's been it's just the way my brain works.
Yeah.
So again, I'm just taking all this information, it's giving me answers. So I have at this moment in life, you know, fortunately, I have no reason to doubt, you know, my belief structure.
Yeah.
Because I haven't been given any reason to
No.
doubt it.
No.
You know. But,
Yeah. I don't have.
But not that I push it on everybody else either. I'm like, yo, man,
no.
you want to believe in that tree or that goat? I'm like, you go ahead.
Yeah. No, it's true. And I mean, by me saying that either, I wasn't directed at you. It's more a way of like, we don't fully know that process in my eyes but I don't fully know loads of things. I don't know if I can astral project. Like I might just be laying in my room imagining.
But
that can be the part as well, you know.
That's a skill in itself to be able to just be with yourself. In
Yeah.
In this day and age.
Well, if you don't like your own company, what's that fucking saying?
But
I ain't hanging with you.
Well, fortunately, you love yourself enough to make a podcast. with
All
yourself.
about me.
In the shed with
And all
Ryan.
my wonderful people that I know as well. Which
Hey, I want a t-shirt, man. Where's that t-shirt gone? The pair one.
I think you got to have a touch of arrogance if you want to progress something on a solo path. But there's always too much, you know.
Yeah.
So I find like
I'm the shit.
Yeah, like that kind of conversation is something I would never have, or you know.
Yeah.
Like I think I'm more embarrassed a lot of the time if someone brings up an artwork I did or work or like Dirty Rich. I never felt it was mine, you know.
Yeah.
So like I find like
every time I have these thoughts here, every time I even put like say it out loud, like I might have the thought, you know what I mean? Man, I'm so fucking talented. Every time I have these thoughts, it will just bitch slap me back down again, like whoosh. There you go. No, you're not. No, you're not.
Is there no
I was
end?
like, okay, fine. So like, you just gotta be humble with it. Just do what you can.
Yeah.
Just be like, okay, fine, no problem.
I think for me, the problem is the comparison. It's the hero chase. Like I'm like who are you chasing? Well, myself, really. Like who am I going to be when I'm 40? It's like I struggle to always not look at the now. That's why I meditate every day. That's why I try and be here every day, because it's like really the day's what you got. So I can fall into that pattern of like, you know, better podcasters or things like that, and then it's not really like, it's more about a damaging confidence of myself where I'm looking at exteriors. I don't feel like too much like that now, but I have been like that before, and it's like that's a path where there's no point in doing that because everyone's on a different timeline anyway. And then I think it's also the problem where you can always be chasing your future ambition. And it's like, just enjoy it now. Don't enjoy it when you're looking back on it and think, oh, that was such a sick time, you know.
It's so hard to be present though, isn't it?
Yeah, but this is very present now. I think that's why I love podcasting. That's why I love having these chats, because it's like, if we're not in this environment, say we're in a shop, we've never had a chat like this in your shop.
I think we have.
We have, but it's busy.
We talk like this all the time.
Drew, I ring you up and you're like,
we talk like this all the time.
you're like, bro, I can't talk to you for 2 weeks now.
I don't talk to everybody every day.
Flat Earth and some shit like that.
I literally talked to a friend of mine the other day after 10 years. I was like, you know, like normally she would give me a message and then I won't reply.
I would have heart.
And then she won't give me. And then
If you did that to me, I would
and
have
then I'll send her a message. You know what I mean? But this time I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna call this girl. I was like, yo, what's going on? She was like, oh my god, how come you calling me? This is so weird. I was like, I just thought, you know,
10 years have gone. I might just eat you up.
I have a set of friends, and I'll talk to them. I'll touch base with everybody once or twice a year. Make sure everybody's alive, everybody's good. They know I'm there if they need it.
Yeah. So I'm like high up. I'm like golden.
Well, you forced yourself on me. You forced yourself on me. I was like, Jesus. I told you.
Gotta be friends.
You started messaging me every day. I was like, yo, too much. And you must be every other day. I was like, still too much. Then you must be once a week. I was like, okay, once a week I can handle it. Even that was too much. It's true though, right? And then you were like once a month, and now we just do it sporadically, like every couple of weeks.
Yeah. It's like
I think the last time we talked on the phone must have been at least a couple of months ago, properly.
Nah, it was the other day. Like you coming round?
No,
Oh, like a talk.
like a proper talk.
Yeah.
It was a couple of months ago. I know it's been. I know it's been a few months.
Yeah.
Because you've been busy as well with the podcast, etc. So you had other people to talk to.
Yeah. I'm now out of like.
You didn't need me anymore. You had other people to talk to.
You know what it is? Like I don't go like this is who I want for this season or
Yeah.
like that. I just kind of like there's certain people that are probably
I still
Probably-
don't know why you don't want to talk to me.
they're probably because it's a tricky one to find open-minded people in certain ways.
Yeah.
But it isn't actually that. I'll take that back. It's like there's a lot of open people, but then it's like we click and we have good. I think the main thing about talk show it's like both people have got to get along and talk well.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I want the opposing person on as well and things like that. But I'm going through this process in a way where it's like I don't want to rush it.
Yeah.
And when the right people come on at the same time, or
I think it's good that you got the mic where you can go outside there as well.
yeah, like it's not just in the shed, it's going to be a lot of things that I've got planned. It's
Yeah.
like, let's expand the ego.
What else you want to talk about, bitch?
we can. We're an hour and a half. We can.
What, are we an hour and a half?
Yeah, we
Fuck
can.
it,
I've
no.
got to drive you home and that. So
You can.
I
bro.
think it was.
What time is it now?
It was a solid.
What time is it now?
8:30. So I'll get
It's
you.
up to you, whatever. You don't have to
Yeah.
drive. You can drive to the station. It's still early days.
No, I'll drive you back. It's calm. Because I'm fucking like I'm ill. I think I'm ill.
So why you gonna drive it all the way home?
No, it's calm. Driving's an easy one, and I'll ring my mum on the way back.
Station's
You sure?
calm. Station's calm, yeah, man.
Well,
It's cool. I might need to like decompress after this. As
yeah,
well.
I'll see you in like 10 years.
Yeah, man. No worries, innit? You be like full on Buddha beard, man.
Yeah.
Monk.
I'll be on a satellite phone in the desert.
Ah, man, you be projecting.
You just
man.
hear-
You be
yeah.
in front of me. I'll be like there on the turn. Be like, yo, bruv, I'm having this shit. What the fuck?
Yeah, man.
Be
Yeah.
like, you having this shit? I come to talk shit. Oh.
Yeah, it's
We
definitely-
got bare shit to talk about still. What
Yeah.
else you want to talk about?
I mean, I don't know. Were you taking them off? What are you doing?
My ears were hot. Not used to having
It's the
headphones.
best way to keep warm in the shed. That's why I really put them on people.
Maybe I forget what it sounds like this.
That's what I mean. It sounds like really like fucking. It's like,
I guess you
whoa.
edit all of this stuff now, anyway, as well, innit?
No, I've said like we've had like a conversation for an hour and a half, right? And the editing thing, you just it obviously just ain't going in your head because I've said like 5 times I don't fucking edit, man. All I do is edit the camera switches, isn't it?
Well,
So, yeah.
but there's little snippets and stuff, innit? That you'll
Yeah, the snippets. Yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna have loads of them for you anyway. But yeah, Jesus, that's the last note.
Yeah, okay, I think we're done.
Yeah.
I need to bust a fart as well.
No, but I yeah, it's a very good thing to do. But no, thanks for coming on, bro.
So good, my brother. Anytime. No.
Yeah, no, it's been good. Till next time.
Till next time.
And yeah, just fucking go. I think I don't know what I'm gonna call this episode yet, but I might call it My Messiah. You're in my phone as Messiah. Let's do it. Right, peace out. Thanks for listening
No worries.
and watching.